We welcome you in to the Small Ball Podcast alongside Trevor Makulin. I'm Scott Ayers, and our wonderful producer, Matt G. He's back on camera. We said
just for you.
We had you behind the camera for the last couple episodes.
Yeah.
Christian Dennis is out with a sinus infection. So Matt G, you stepped in, coming off the bench, really playing a big role on tonight's episode.
Please, I'm not a hero. Anyone would do this.
Love that you gave Christian the good old injury report there. Yeah. Sinus infection out for 3-4 days.
Yeah, 3-4 days. Just
stuff.
That's important.
Reevaluation then.
We'll reevaluate and we'll determine, how he's feeling. Yep. And we've noticed that with some players even in the NBA where they're reevaluating, but it's not because they're actually hurt. Maybe it's because they're on the trade block.
Trading time!
Trade time! And we are recording this Tuesday, February 7th, just a couple of days before the trade deadline. Yeah. We obviously had the massive news of Kyrie Irving going to Dallas Mavericks.
Crazy.
That's big market news.
That's a shams bomb.
Get out of here.
That's a shams bomb.
Not us.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
We're trying to have small ball bombs,
Yeah,
and that's what this episode is all about today. Yeah. Talking a little bit more about some trade rumors, some different things that we've seen, some things that we think might happen. And Trevor, I know you've been hard at work the last, 18 days. You have just been in different trade, out
grinding.
of different trade.
Yeah.
Grinding.
In the pits.
Yeah, I've been in it, guys.
Wow.
And there's a lot of big market, there's some small market trades that potentially could go down. This is shaping up to be a very interesting trade deadline. There's been some big names on the market. Kyrie was like, why are you laughing right now?
I just see Matt in my parade.
What? I'm just affirming.
Matt nodding. At this point, I'm just like, I expect it.
Yeah.
I expect it.
Yeah, I just have to do
I'm
better.
here.
I don't even look at him. I just see his hand flail up. But I'm locked in now. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that this trade deadline, Kyrie, he requests a trade. 2 days later, the dude's moved.
Yeah.
So it's just like, if you would have said a week ago Kyrie Irving's traded, there's no way anyone would believe you. So it's at this point, what do we know? We know that's one of the biggest names being mentioned around the league is OG Anunoby. So what are some teams? What are the teams that you think are interested, that we've seen are interested, Scott, in OG Anunoby?
Well, a couple of the biggest ones, Brooklyn was initially, and I know they waited on that trade, but fell through. Phoenix, the Clippers, those are going to be a couple other big name teams that are interested in OG.
Yeah.
Or at least teams that might have the pieces to actually trade for him. I think there's other teams interested.
Yeah.
But I feel like Phoenix and oh my gosh.
You got it.
Yeah, Phoenix and the Clippers actually have the pieces. The Lakers have Russell Westbrook, but that's just become unreliable.
So, okay, the Suns. Phoenix is in an interesting position, kind of towards the bottom of the West, but in the point where they're going to begin to climb out now that Booker is healthy. And he plays today for the first time in what seems like all season. So what would a package for OG to the Suns look like?
For the Suns, DeAndre Ayton is a name that I've seen thrown around.
Yeah.
Now, if OG's involved, I can't imagine that they'd part with Ayton because then your next big guy is Biyombo. And that is a huge issue when some of the Western Conference teams have incredible big men.
Yeah.
But DeAndre Ayton is a name that has been brought up a couple different times. I just don't know if he's the right piece to trade away for.
Yeah.
And I know OG is a name that was thrown around earlier on, but I do think Fred VanVleet is going to be the guy who has a higher chance of being traded at this point. I just think because he's under contract for just one more season after the end of this year. And so I can see a competing team make a trade for him. The Phoenix Suns, we mentioned they were interested in OG. They are trying to find a way to replace Chris Paul.
Yeah.
If their owner even today said, this is a team that can compete for a championship.
It is.
And you get a guy like Fred VanVleet who is a proven scorer. He can score. He's not going to be the same playmaker as Chris Paul when Paul's at his best, but he will be better than what Chris Paul is at this season.
And we've seen Fred do it in the playoffs.
We have.
Yeah.
And he has an NBA championship. He's a winner. Phoenix or the Clippers, I think, are going to be one of the two most favorable destinations. The thing the Clippers don't have, though, are draft picks. So if the Raptors are hoping for capital, that capital is coming way down the road, thanks to Paul George and company.
Yeah. Well, if they're going to trade Fred VanVleet, that would mean in my head that this team is moving towards rebuilding or retooling around Scotty Barnes. So what that would require would be the draft capital. So to me, a team like the Clippers, I don't see a possibility of them landing, because they also don't have the assets even with players to land a Fred VanVleet. Now, the thing for the Suns, OG is an expensive price. Like the price
very
for what?
Expensive.
3 first-round picks?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so steep. And so if you can get a cheaper Fred VanVleet, if your team needs a point guard,
he would add a lot, I think.
He would add a lot. I'm not the biggest Fred VanVleet fan, but we've seen what he could do in the playoffs, and he could add value to a team that's trying to reach a certain level,
right?
Like the Suns.
I think so too. And
what would it take?
See, that's what I don't. And they've even been open to trading Chris Paul. His name was thrown around in the Kyrie Irving news. Yeah. Now, to me, it's a risk though.
Chris Paul for Fred VanVleet, to me, like Chris Paul holds more value right now.
You think so?
For a team to win right now,
I just think if you're able to sign Fred VanVleet, especially for the future, though, Chris Paul is already declining, and he will have been declined after this season. Oh my gosh. LaCroix. Is that our new show sponsor? For our Spotify listeners, Trevor just finished.
They heard it.
He just pounded a LaCroix, then brought one up out of his sock and started drinking the second one just right in the noggin.
The show is brought to you by LaCroix, watermelon flavored, naturally essenced.
What? This is LaCroix. One of the big pushes our show is trying to make is, for some reason, some random company to be like, we want to sponsor these guys. and so we are doing anything we can. I just had a sweet tea from Cane's.
Hey, let's get Raising Cane's on the show.
Yeah, let's get them.
Oh, man.
Imagine?
Easy. They sponsor everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's great.
Yeah. I will cover myself in Cane's sauce.
Yeah, for a whole video.
Can you do the Ice Bucket Challenge?
It's Ice Bucket Challenge. And it's just me and Cane's sauce.
Yeah.
You heard it, Cane's. Your move.
Your move, Cane's. Good
Bring
luck.
It on.
Look at all those subs. You see all 568 of those?
Scott's got it.
Think they came from nowhere?
I have it memorized. Yeah. It didn't come out of nowhere. Hard work, sweat, and fake trade rumors is how we got
That's
there.
how we got
and
there.
Cane's sauce.
And Cane's sauce.
So let's keep those trade rumors coming.
Let's keep them coming.
Let's keep them coming. And
I got one.
Oh.
I got one.
Okay.
What's the name of a highly coveted guard in the West? That
Does his name rhyme with Moans Byland?
No.
Oh.
This is not the Bones Hyland segment quite yet.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm talking Merrick Morgan. Yes, his name rhymes with that.
Merrick Morgan.
You don't
Good
know.
for him.
Eric Gordon.
I said it. Good.
Of Houston. Yes, the guy that's been under those trade speculation rumors for quite some time now. What would be a team in the East looking to add some wing depth? Well, let me tell you.
Okay.
Milwaukee.
Whoa.
Yeah, we got their flag right behind us, the Milwaukee Bucks. Here's a move. This is not a sexy move or a trade that's going to thread the needle, if you will, move the needle. But
or thread
it, man. This ain't going to do it.
Please don't thread it.
No. But Eric Gordon to the Bucks for Jordan Nwora, Serge Ibaka, and a second-round pick. In my opinion, this would work for the Bucks because Jordan Nwora, while he's young and maybe has potential, I feel like they don't utilize him. They don't play him. Serge at this point really isn't of value to Milwaukee. And, they've been rumored to grab Jordan Clarkson. Scott, you mentioned that as a potential trade for Jordan Clarkson earlier this season. Yep. Eric Gordon provides that off the bench scoring, and he's so much cheaper than what the ask for Jordan Clarkson is right now. And
if you're watching the NBA, like, you want Eric Gordon to go somewhere where he can win.
Yeah.
Just because that situation in Houston right now, I mean, it's dire. Watching Houston play basketball, and don't get me wrong, they have some really fun young assets. But they are the opposite of win now. They are like, we will win in a couple years.
Yeah.
And so I love the idea of Eric Gordon also going to a brighter scenario.
Yeah.
And it's a great fit for Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So I love that trade. Should we call Noah over, you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to do it?
We're gonna call our roommate over, who's a Minnesota T-Wolves fan. He doesn't really know ball. He doesn't know hoops like that. But
You had an idea.
hey, Noah, can you put on your Wolves jersey and come join the pod for a quick question? Hustle.
I wish we had a Noah cam.
I just want to ask him what's the trade that's going to happen.
I really
pretty
love
simple
that.
stuff. There haven't been a ton of Wolves rumors. I feel like. I mean,
No.
they're just waiting for Cat to get back.
Yeah.
But,
and the Wolves,
I mean, I guess D'Lo's been shopped around.
yeah,
slight
D'Lo, I feel like that is actually one of the biggest upgrades that I think the Wolves would need to make upon others, but D'Lo I don't think he's the guy for the Wolves to continue to improve. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Take a seat.
Take a seat.
Take
This
a
is
seat.
Noah Krentz, ladies and gentlemen. If we had a live audience, they'd be clapping right now.
Woo! Woo!
All right, Noah, you know ball. Tell us a trade that's going to happen for the Timberwolves in the next 3 days.
I think there was a lot of trades that happened in the offseason. I can see a couple guys staying, but I don't think there's going to be a whole lot. I think the team is coming together right now. A lot. Naz Reid, big name on the market, and I just don't see it happening.
Talking about Lil Nas?
Lil Nas Reid.
Lil Nas Reid. So you don't think there's going to be a trade, huh?
Can you give us after this? Can you give us just your favorite take right now?
Sure.
Okay, great.
So, no, I don't think there will be any trades.
Okay.
Not for the Wolves this week. Next offseason, we'll see how we do down the stretch. Hottest take right now. Have we talked too much about Kyrie yet?
No.
No.
Give us your Kyrie take.
That team is going to crash and burn round one. Luka's amazing. Kyrie also amazing, but I just don't see that chemistry happening. You want to know why?
I like it.
Why?
There's only one ball.
Wow.
And if it's not a small ball, I don't know what to tell you.
Wow.
Oh, he's walking off? He just walked off.
Wow.
That was incredible. For listeners who don't own YouTube, Noah came on.
I love how many times we reference listeners who aren't watching. We reference it so
More than
often.
our actual YouTube watchers.
Yeah,
Viewers.
you got it.
That was awesome. I'm glad he said that because I actually agree. We won't get into it because they're big market bozos.
Yeah.
I don't actually think it'll make them that much better.
Can I get into it really quick?
Yeah, also really quick. You also get a 10-second statement, and I won't rebuttal.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Luka Doncic. Would you say this is a fair thing to say? Luka Doncic is a LeBron, but can shoot. He's a playmaking bit forward.
I mean, he's a top 5 player in the league.
Yeah, so you would say yeah, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen him play with anyone like Kyrie. We saw LeBron,
Yeah.
and that was probably Miami his first year.
Yeah.
They lost in the finals.
Yeah.
But it was also LeBron, Wade, and Bosh.
Yeah. So he's comparable to LeBron is what I'm trying to say. His play style, he's a big forward
I don't think
that handles the ball.
He does dish the ball.
He's not the power that LeBron is, sure.
Exactly.
But to me, that type of player, like you could LeBron and Kyrie Irving won a ship together.
They did.
So to me, I like the combination of Luka and Kyrie, a forward and a guard that they both are going to want the ball, but man, that's so dynamic, those two. And I think they're going to learn to play off each other.
Just what's their depth now? And that starting 5 has no defense.
I don't think it's a move for this year per se.
But maybe
I
if
think
they
that
can re-sign him.
next season would be the season to really see what they can build around those two. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Yep.
That was That was really good.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't talked to one person.
Yeah. Who?
Who's that?
He's right to my right.
Yeah.
Matt.
Hello.
I know you've been looking at some trades. And you know what? It's also time for Facts with Matt.
Yeah. It is.
And Matt, if you're just tuning in, he has been doing different fun facts about Oklahoma City.
Yes, and I've been tasked with looking at some trade, rumors. I love trading. I used to trade all the time when I was in, class as a kid.
I used to trade kendamas.
Kendamas. I used to trade marbles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm that old. You just trade marbles.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Did you serve in the military?
A little bit. Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
A little bit.
I like that.
Lots of trading going on there.
I like that.
You like that?
I like that.
Yeah.
Let the people know.
Yeah. So with that,
Thank you for your service.
no problem. Anything for you, Scott. So going into looking at some trade rumors, I just Googled OKC trade rumors, right?
Yeah.
Not the first, not the third, but the second link.
Yeah.
Sports Illustrated.
Yeah,
thing?
that's a reputable.
Insider,
Very
1 or 2.
reputable.
They're rumoring that KD may make a return back to OKC.
KD.
Yes.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, this is what
Okay.
it says. Yeah.
So, guys, keep this in mind. Matt knows a lot of things. Ball maybe isn't one of them. So this is
literally it says you're
Wait,
like this is the
wait,
subline.
wait,
It says
wait.
you read that correctly. A large handful of the Oklahoma City faithful, me included, has discussed what it would take to bring KD back to the modern frontier.
And really quick, Matt.
Yes.
I have to defend you for a
Please.
second. Verbal meme. You know the guy who he's hovering over the kid and he's getting hit with bullets and stuff.
Yeah.
That meme. That's me from
You're the
Matt
soldier?
right now.
Yeah.
I'm the soldier. The
I'm the
roles
one-
are flipped
am I
now.
shooting?
Yeah, and you're shooting. Because Trevor just now said you didn't know ball, but I have to give credit to Matt because, before ESPN, before ABC, before ESPN2,
Andy Ocho.
and the Ocho, Matt was the first to give big props to Nick Claxton.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he did.
I have to say, it caught us off guard at the time, but that was a renaissance and the start of something very important.
People think I don't know ball, so just wait for Thursday. KD may be looking at a flight to OKC.
Absolutely not.
If KD does go
Here's-
to OKC, I will shave every hair on my butt and tape it to my face.
Please.
I don't even know what to say. That was the bet that you thought of, bro? There could have been so many more things.
I'll do it. If he goes to OKC on Thursday.
Well, they think it's because Kyrie is leaving, right? Good friend Kyrie.
No, they didn't think he's gone.
I
he
would
is gone.
want.
That's what I'm saying.
How about this? If they trade Kyrie to Oklahoma City.
Kyrie to OKC?
Oh, excuse me.
No, no, no.
KD
KD.
to Oklahoma City. You will donate your kidney to someone in need.
I'll donate my kidney.
One of them.
Yeah,
Deal?
skip from shaving your butt hairs.
Well,
to
if
giving
if
your
that
nose.
trade happens, Scott Ayers will donate his kidney.
Please speak for him.
Or,
Yes or no?
or I'll shave my butt and tape the hair to my face. One or the other. One
No.
or the other.
It's
No.
got to be one or the other.
It's one or the other. Matt,
I would say they're equal.
I want that on the line. I want that on the line, and I want it.
I feel like they're both like.
They're both pretty equal. Yeah, you can't argue that shaving
we'll-
your
we
butt.
can
Think about
They
the
can
reel.
put it on a
How
reel.
good would the reel be if it's
No, how
if
good?
if we
Just how,
cut
like,
if we cut to
heartful.
Scott being like, yeah, I will donate my kidney to a child in need
Yeah.
if Kevin Durant is traded.
I
to
feel
the
like it's
Thunder.
just as impactful to say I will shave my butt hair and tape it to my face. I will super glue it to my face.
that is so disgusting.
If Kevin Durant is traded to OKC on Thursday.
No.
Scout's honor.
Wow.
I got
That's
nothing.
crazy.
I got
Yeah.
nothing.
Goodness.
Okay, continue though.
Was that stolen valor of being a Boy Scout? You just did? Was that stolen Boy Scout of valor?
Stolen valor.
That was total stolen valor of all.
That you were
Scouts.
not a Boy Scout?
No,
That's
I went
stolen
to
valor.
one meeting.
You
I
did
would,
some-
I would never throw
Yeah.
up a. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Well, no, I think this is
I think you meant- I
Hunger
think-
Games.
This is Hunger Games, bro.
This is boys.
more stolen valor, dude.
Yeah,
Come
I'm
on.
stealing a lot of valor.
To a veteran.
to Boy Scout veterans, which I want to clarify. That needs to be said.
Anyways, my facts, right?
Let's get some facts of OKC.
But so look with that, right? I was like, let's look up some KD facts, right? Didn't even know that he was on the Thunder. Crazy. He's already been in OKC. He knows what's up.
Yeah.
Maybe, it's like an old relationship, you go there for a while, maybe you leave and you're like, maybe I want to go back.
No, I've done it before.
It's good.
Left relationship, went back.
Yeah.
And then we broke up again.
And that could happen, right?
Okay, yeah.
But you took a second chance, right?
We took a second chance.
So all I'm saying is that he could take a second chance. But let's go back to his first chance, right?
Okay.
He started there in 2007, right?
Yeah.
Left in 2016. That was 9 years.
Yeah.
So kind of the same thing. Like, I looked at the same fact sheet, 53 facts about OKC.
Okay.
He was there in 07, right? At the beginning of the franchise. So with that, the seventh fact. It should come to no surprise that it's illegal to tip a casket over at a funeral in the Big Friendly.
Wow.
Big Friendly being the nickname for
Oklahoma City.
Wow.
Oklahoma City fun fact.
We need to send Matt to OKC.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys heard it. First butt hairs, second OKC.
So you can't tip over caskets in the Big
Have you
Friendly?
seen Coffin Flop?
No, I haven't seen Coffin Flop.
including Coffin Flop.
Oh, okay. We'll insert
Shot,
that
yeah.
into.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Oh,
for,
that'll
for
be
YouTube.
really good. For the YouTubers.
Spotify. I'm so sorry.
Spotify just had to listen to 5 seconds of me going silent trying to think of a coffin flop. Spotify listeners like, these a-holes.
But yeah, so
back
that
to
I have
facts.
2 more things, right?
Okay.
So since he left in 2016, the 16th fact on the sheet is Oklahoma City University students can take a class taught by the leader of the Children of the Corn, Fritz Kirsch, the director of the horror flick.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
And then my last fact for you, since he is there for 9 years, the 9th fact on the sheet is next time you go shopping, thank Sylvan N. Goldman of Humpty Dumpty and Standard Food Market in OKC for the nation's first shopping cart. First used in 1937.
Wow. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Facts with Matt.
I got you.
He's got us Oklahoma City Thunder facts.
Oklahoma
City facts every single week. I got one more trade.
Oh, you got.
Oh my
okay,
gosh.
good.
Yeah, I want to give
knew you
your
were
boy
sitting on
Bones.
something.
Your boy
We didn't even
Bones.
talk about Bones.
Let's talk Bones.
Bone Zone.
So here's a guy, Bones Hyland. What year is he in, Scott?
It's only his second year in the NBA.
Second year in the
That's
NBA, and he wants out of the team that's in the number 1 spot in the West.
Yeah.
Perplexing if you ask me. He has a prominent
Bozo.
role there as their 6th man.
Yep.
But he wants out nonetheless. I think that there could be a home for him in Philadelphia.
Whoa, Philly.
Philly. I
Whoa.
heard he
Philly
likes
special.
Philly cheesesteaks.
Philly cheesesteak.
So here's they have a guy named Matisse Thybulle.
Yes.
Matisse
I
has
love
been
Thybulle.
Matisse has been on the radar, on the trade rumor market for some time now, maybe even a couple years. He's a guy who can't really shoot, but he's one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. And for whatever reason, he doesn't get a ton of tick in Philadelphia, and he's a great locker room guy.
Yeah.
He has these like vlogs, and if you watch, he just seems like a good dude, man.
Trev, I love that trade
Yeah.
because that's kind of the big thing for Denver and Mike Malone is in the last couple of weeks they've realized for the bench unit because they'll stagger guys now.
Yeah.
They'll stagger Jamal or MPJ or
Yeah.
KCP to have offense. Just be a pure defensive unit.
Yeah.
And a guy like Thybulle, not going to give you much offensively, but would be a tremendous perimeter defender to pick up for Denver.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be Bones for Thybulle straight up.
Yeah.
I don't think that works contract-wise. Like, you would have to add, like, a Shake Melton and a do you guys still have Jermichael Green?
No, we have Jeff Green, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you would have to add a player like that to make contracts line up, and even then, does Philly get enough in that? You know, so you may have to get a third team involved. But I think a trade around Matisse for Bones is something that could benefit both teams. For Philadelphia, it makes sense that for them to add another scorer to their lineup, a young player. They're just going after that dynamic type team that's just going to blow teams out, which I think works.
And yeah, Bones is a tremendous scorer. He Yeah, and he's proven it. You know, he's a little streaky, but when he's hitting from 3, he's great. His big downside right now is when he's missing, they're 30-foot jumpers. So the long rebounds are constantly leading to quick fast break points. He's slow to get back on defense. And he's just overall not a good defender. And so that's, I think, the biggest thing and hurdle Denver fans or the Denver front office is trying to jump through. But the relationship's pretty much burnt between Denver and Bones right now. Bones hasn't played in their last 3 games.
He will be traded.
He will be.
And you know,
he should
the
be.
thing that's tough, too, is, okay, he goes to Philly. What's his role there?
Right.
He's going to find himself in a very similar role that he is in Denver. Maybe the presence of a James Harden and a Joel Embiid. Those guys are like, not that Jokic isn't a star. Jokic is definitely a two-time MVP, very much a star. But I'm thinking just like NBA culture-wise, like these guys are very prominent names. Those guys, I feel like if James Harden and Joel were to speak in and if someone was causing issues in the locker room, you don't do that around those guys.
What I'm just interested in is if MPJ, who was like in Michael Malone purgatory for several years, if he was able to still wait it out and then find himself into a starting role and obviously get the contract that he deserved, then it's just interesting to me that Bones wasn't able to wait it out. Only a year and a half into his time with Denver. Yes, he wasn't getting as much playing time. He was getting like 25, 26 minutes, or at 24, 25 minutes a game. But, like, you're on the number 1 team in the West.
Yeah.
And you're around guys who have been in that locker room for 6, 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
And a coach who's been there since 2015.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just seems a little silly, if you ask me.
You got to know your role. You got to know your place and buy into the system. And he hasn't done that. And if I'm Denver's front office, I'm looking to trade him yesterday.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
Yeah, I think he will get dealt. It's interesting, the trade deadline, every year there's this excitement, anticipation. It's like, oh, this year's going to be awesome. And we were spoiled last year. James Harden and Ben Simmons getting traded was...
Domantas Sabonis,
Sabonis and Halliburton. Like, we got some great trades. I don't see that happening this year.
I mean, we got Kyrie this year.
We did get Kyrie. That's actually a great point. That still didn't feel as big, though, as a couple of those other trades, because it was like Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith in return, who are good players. Don't get me wrong. I love Spencer Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie podcast, but yeah. Well, I think we're going to be recording again on Thursday. Trevor won't be there. Out with the foot injury, a.k.a. we're trading him. But, Matt, will you be there on Thursday?
I will not. Little game, the big game is here this weekend, right?
Yeah.
A lot of festivities happening.
Whoa.
There's a Tostitos thing happening in downtown.
Ah, yes.
That'll be...
This is what we call a giant turn.
It'll be a Christian Scott show.
It's going to be me and Mr. Dennis. But until then, I'm Scott Ayers alongside Trevor Makelin and Matt G. We say so long for now, and we'll see you next show.